Greetings, YouTube. Let's talk about Big Macs. Something I haven't ever talked about in this channel, I don't think. I think running up to this video, I was trying to think in my head, when's the last time I purchased a Big Mac? It's got to be 20, 22 years ago, something like that. I don't remember when the last time I purchased a Big Mac. It's been a very long time. I pretty much avoid fast food at this point. The closest I get is like going to D'Angelo's or Subway and getting a sandwich because I'm too lazy to do it at home. And they also tend to have ingredients I don't keep in the house all the time. D'Angelo's makes a really great steak bomb. I just can't have the cheese, but the rest of it, very tasty. Um, but let's talk about Big Macs. So in 1980, the minimum wage was $3.10 an hour. And at that time, a Big Mac cost 50 cents, which means you could get 6.2 Big Macs for 1 hour of work. In 2022, minimum wage is $7.25. That's double what it was in 1980. That's 40 years ago. Okay? So $7.25 an hour. A Big Mac costs $8 an hour, which means that you can get 0.91 Big Macs per hour with your wage. Now, I wasn't aware that a Big Mac cost $8. That's kind of astounding to me because I always considered, Big Macs to be inexpensive food, but $8 for a hamburger isn't all that inexpensive. It's half the cost of going to Red Robin, and the burger at Red Robin is going to be a heck of a lot better than Big Macs. Now I understand that a lot of people like Big Macs. At one time I did. No longer. I don't need that anymore in my life. But it's important to remember that the amount it costs between 1980 and 2022, 50 cents to $8, that's a big difference. Whereas the minimum wage has only gone up double what it was in 1980, which is a crying shame. If minimum wage had kept pace with productivity, minimum wage would be $25 an hour right now, which is what it should be for every job, for every person that works. If they work in a job, it should be pay them a minimum of $25 an hour. I don't care if they're 15 or 50. And remember, most people that work minimum wage jobs are not teenagers. And also remember that when the minimum wage was first introduced way back in like the era of like major social programs, the whole New Deal kind of concept, that was a wage that would allow a single breadwinner to feed and house themselves, their spouse, and 2 children in a separate house, their own property, own a car, and put those kids into college. That's what minimum wage did. Got any more? Minimum wage right now, you can't survive anywhere in America. There's nowhere in America you can get a place to live for minimum wage. None. I think the average in where I live is like $1,400 or $1,500 for a 2-bedroom, or even sometimes 1 bedrooms. So yeah, you can't pay for that with minimum wage. But putting it in this framing of Big Macs per hour is going to help some people to get that point across in a way that they won't get if you just throw numbers at them. If you just say minimum wage is only twice what it was 40 years ago, they may not grok with that. It may not click in their heads. But if you say in 1980 you could buy 6.2 Big Macs for an hour's worth of work, and today you can't even buy one on minimum wage, that might get the point across to them, particularly if they're a big lover of Big Macs. And there are a lot of people that love Big Macs. Hey, what does that sign say now? Is it trillions they've served or something? I'm not sure. Again, McDonald's and I are not really in contact with each other any longer. But next time somebody points out that they think that minimum wage shouldn't be raised, throw those numbers at them. See if that helps put it into a frame of reference they understand. Because we've got to do something to get the whole middle independent group to finally wake up and realize that Their best allies are their fellow workers and not billionaires.